Hello guys and welcome to KlausGaming. Let's explore the world of ICY a little bit more and see what happens in the story. Welcome to part 2. So we need to move down here. We just escaped the bandits that kept us captives as slaves. You spot an old house and tell everyone to get inside. You should be safe and able to rest at least for a time. Well, we can stay here for the night. I don't think they'll come after us. Fine, let's see if there's something useful inside the place. The group starts scavenging the place. It looks like someone's shelter, but it has clearly been abandoned years ago. You find some useful supplies, such as a couple of handmade bows with some arrows, some very rusty blades and 3 bandages that seem clean enough to be used. So we have a cozy fireplace going on there. While Demetra is preparing a fire, you see Eva speaking up. What shall we do now? So apparently we have been elected the leader. Yeah, so let's say we'll survive like we always do, one way or another. I don't think I'll be able to keep running like we did today. You can leave me here, I can take care of myself. That sounds foolhardy. While Eva is talking, you see Jerome asking you to come near him with a gesture of his hand. Then you turn again your attention to Eva. So let's see what Jerome has to say. I'm sorry, but I must go, we'll talk later. Eva looks disappointed as she turns away while answering you. Yeah, whatever. Jerome approaches you and takes you away from the others to speak in private. Listen to me and please listen carefully. You know how it works with families and new people. We are here with 3 strangers, but the girl is clearly too young to have any authority on this matter. Me and Demetra will just pretend that you already were our leader. The tradition is that the newcomers accept the family leadership and we can't tell them that our leader died the same day the bandits attacked us. We will treat them as new member of our family, and since there is an actual leader, that Carlos guy won't argue with that, or at least I hope so. Are you okay with that? Yeah, sure, why not? So we are the leader. We like that. We'll actually like the idea of being the leader. Jerome smiles. I knew it. You will be perfect. You're cut out for the role. We need a strong leader after what happened. Just remember to listen to old Jerome's advice. Will you? Now let's go talk with our new companions. When everyone is gathered around a fire, Carlos begins what will be a long discussion. So what now? This Carlos guy always looks so happy. Do we know where we are? Yes, this is the Vale, a relatively enclosed territory not so far from where we got caught. And what shall we do now? I suppose we have to choose a new leader, don't we? So actually, let's wait for Jerome to say something. No, it won't be necessary. Jerome stands up, comes near you and puts his hands on your shoulders. This person led us in the past and will do it in the future. And why should we accept that? We are not joining your family. We are about to create a new one. We should discuss it. Well, let's Jerome talk. We can go back and forth all night about it. But there are 3 of us and we are not changing a leader. Don't worry, you will be treated like our brothers. Okay, fine. As long as you will respect our needs, we won't create any problems. So what shall we do now? Our friends are in the hands of some mysterious and incredibly well-equipped fighters who deal with local bandits for reasons unknown. We need to track them and hopefully save them. That won't only allow us to free our friends, but also to discover who those people are and where they get their awesome equipment. Sounds like a pretty bad plan. To track down the 3 incredibly well-equipped fighters. Yeah. And hit them with our bows, I guess. They had everything that a survivor needs, and then some. I'm getting old and it would be nice to finally live a decent life. But the direction is unknown to us. We can't just ask everyone. We meet if they have seen some super soldiers passing by. There might be one of those mercenary groups. They're usually rich and well equipped. We may not want to deal with them at all, actually. Yeah, that was my thinking also. We can't ignore the fact that their friends were kidnapped either. So let's hear what the brilliant plan Jerome might have hatched up. Well, I have a friend not so far from here. He lives in a settlement called the Wind Tower, south of here. He's a weapons trader, so maybe he'll know more about them. He deals with special stuff too, so if those mercenaries are locals, he may know them. How far is this place? No more than a couple of days from here, I'm pretty sure of it. People keep talking and you quickly discover that April and Carlos are good company. Eva is a little more silent, but she seems to know enough about survival to not be a problem for your group. So we have a new objective, we need to find some supplies. So we can go here and look for it. While you are traveling with your party, you suddenly hear some noise in the distance. As you get closer, you realize these strange sounds are human voices. A group is animatedly arguing near an old house. Most of them are armed with melee weapons, but the one that seems to be the leader has a gun in his right hand. Well, we don't really have any options other than to talk to them, so we'll have to do that. Approach the strangers and try to discover why they're here. You slowly walk towards the group, and as soon as they spot you, the man with a gun in his hand approaches you and addresses you in a friendly manner. Greetings, travelers, I don't know what brings you here, but since you haven't attacked us, it seems you have come in peace, am I right? Despite his friendly demeanor, the man keeps his gun drawn. So let's say, yes you are, what brings you here, to the middle of nowhere? We are tracking a dangerous criminal. This man is a ruffian who killed 3 of our comrades. Now he's hiding inside that house. Are you able to help us deal with him? He's armed and dangerous, and we can use all of the help we can get. Suddenly you hear a deep voice coming from the house. It won't be necessary, I'm coming outside to let you finish your job. A massive black man emerges from the house, carrying a little girl in his arms. You can clearly see the blood dripping from the girl's body and falling to the ground. The armed man and his people raise their weapons and fearfully draw back from the man. The large man comes closer and you see an expression of despair on his face. Are you happy now? You took the life of my little girl and now you can take mine too. How glorious and noble you are. Shut up, you filthy bitch. You killed 3 of my people, you brought this upon yourself. The man falls to his knees and slowly lays the girl's body on the snow. You can clearly see that he has been shot in the chest. Why don't you tell them the whole story? Tell them how you attacked us. Tell them what you wanted to do with us. Tell them you wanted to sell us as slaves. Pay no attention to his words. He's lying. He's lying, coon fuck, and he needs to pay for his actions. Demetra is silent, but she's clearly appalled by the scene. So the most plausible is that the man with the daughter is correct. So let's side with him. I won't let you kill him. What, are you crazy? What does that mean? It means we'll fight him. The massive black man jumps to his feet and smashes the armed man with incredible force. He then grabs the gun from the ground and begins shooting. Alright, so now we're in a fight. You face a group of poorly equipped but quite threatening raiders. So that description there, raiders, tells us that we are correct in siding with the black man, unless we wanted to do something that was less morally good on the moral compass. So we only have 2 options, engage enemy in a melee fight or fall back, so let's melee. Okay, so we seem to have won that round, so let's do the next one. A hostile horseman is charging in your direction. Alright, we have 2 bullets left, so let's take him out with the gun. You successfully shoot your enemy down. Next round, we can only fight them again in melee. So we're doing pretty well. So here's another horseman. I'll shoot him again, once again. Melee. Alright, so now they don't have any morale left. So let's see if they flee. Enemies run away from you, the fight is over. Alright, so we took care of business. You take a moment to look around. Your companions and the black man are taking care of the fools who didn't escape when they had the chance. The fight is over and the black man is standing idle. With his hands and clothes covered in blood, he's looking at the little girl's body without emitting a single noise. So let's say, was she your daughter? The man raises his eyes. His expression is no longer furious. On his face you can only see sadness and despair. He finally talks to you. She was. They took everything from me. Everything. Why would they do something like that? Slavers. They found a small family and saw an opportunity to make some easy bullets. So what will you do now? I will bury my beautiful child. His voice trembles as he starts to cry. There I will stand, watching over her until I die. So let's ask him to join our party. Or maybe you can come with us, live another day and find something else to live for. What you say isn't wrong, but I no longer have a purpose to survive. So let's say, don't waste your life, only fate knows what lies ahead of you. The man comes closer and looks you in the eyes. He's at least a foot taller than you, and his shoulders are incredibly wide. So be it, there's wisdom in your words, but please let me give my little child a proper burial. The man leaves, taking the girl's body with him. After some time he returns and talks to you. My name is Mobolai, stranger, and I will do my best to help you and your companions. I don't know you, but you tried to do the right thing, and that's enough for me. I'll do everything that's necessary for the survival of this group, but I have a single request. Please respect my mourning and don't ask me to tell you what happened, or better, pretend nothing happened at all. I can understand that. Welcome to our family, Mobilai. I hope you will find peace traveling with us. So we gain another party member. He's right there. What's up, boss? We can talk to him. So let's ask him about his past. Well, I suppose it's your right to know more about me. Recalling some memories is painful, but they haunt me anyway. My parents died when I was a child. We used to live in a settlement, and that's when they tried to kick me out. Luckily, some young people were about to depart, to find another place to live. The boss wanted me to go with them. She was a lovely person, my skin didn't matter to her. I grew up and one day I met Josie, my wife. I know it may sound hypocritical, but I liked the idea of another black person in the group, especially a woman. A leader died during a hunt, and that's when everything started to collapse. The new leader wasn't too fond of me and never approved my choice to have a child with Josie. Something like a year before you found me, they kicked us out of the family. We were on our own and it wasn't easy. You know how it ended. That sums up pretty much everything, a painful journey despite some happy moments. Right, so let's leave him be. So we don't want to talk to anyone else right now. Let's continue here. See if we can scavenge some food or bullets. You find the town and start looking around. There aren't a lot of buildings, but it seems like a relatively unspoiled place. Jerome comes near you and lowers his voice, so only you can hear him. Go with Carlos and April, watch how they behave. Jerome turns and starts speaking to everyone. We'll split into groups and go searching for supplies in the buildings that are not too damaged or look like they have been looted 100 times over. I'll take the northern area with Eva and Demetra. Our fantastic boss, that would be us. We'll go with a lovely couple to check the southern part of town. Fine by me. Are we looking for something in particular? Yeah, just anything useful. We'll grab anything we can. The more we get, the better. Okay, let's not waste our time checking those buildings. This one looks promising. You spend some time searching around the building, sadly without the proper tools like a light source or a crowbar. It's not easy to find a place that hasn't already been completely looted. While you're walking across the road, you hear April calling out for you and Carlos. Guys, come over here, I found something interesting. You see April near the border of the town among some trees. She's pointing her finger towards a building hidden by the woods. It's a strange looking building, but it seems to be intact. Being out of sight, you get your hopes up that maybe it hasn't been looted before, or at least not completely. Well, that looks promising. Let's take a look inside. You get closer to the building and reach for the handle of the door. You slowly open the door and allow the light to come inside. The inside is full of dust and dirt. It looks like it's been decades since anyone has been in here. Searching about, you discover the last people who came here, mummified bodies of ancient soldiers who likely sought refuge in here from the war. That's a nice picture here. I like the art there. Everything seems untouched since those soldiers passed away. Maybe they were wounded, maybe they ran out of food. Anyway, almost all of their flesh is gone, making it impossible to tell how they died. Oh my god, are they ancient people? Light military clothes, no snow equipment, heavily decomposed bodies. Yes, they're either ancients or some of the first survivors. So they might have some weapons or equipment on them, so let's inspect the bodies. The bodies aren't much more than skeletons with small remnants of rotten flesh on them. You start searching through the belongings, hoping to find something useful. They look like soldiers, but I see no weapons around here. Somebody has been looting this already. Maybe it was a long time ago, but maybe they left something behind. You spend some extra time thoroughly searching the bodies and their belongings, discovering 24 bullets and 3 pistols. They're a bit rusty, but still work. That's a pretty big find actually, because we ran out of bullets in the last battle. And we started that battle with only 2 bullets, so finding 24 bullets is pretty good. Finally some luck. I mean, there are no assault rifles, but at least we will be able to shoot back at anyone who comes at us guns blazing. The backpacks will be useful too. Not that I enjoy the back pain at the end of the day, but we have nowhere else to put this stuff right now. Okay, so let's explore the building. Go through the door on the other side of the room and find yourself in a smaller area. Strange electrical equipment connected to different wires are scattered about. It appears as if you can remove parts of the device, but it's hard to tell if they will be worth anything to anyone. Well, let's take some parts. You manage to remove some electrical parts and put them in your backpack before walking away from the device. So let's inspect the main room. The room is large and full of dust. There is no furniture, only the bodies and the belongings lying around. There's nothing of interest in the room besides the bodies. Alright, so let's leave. So we leave to a nice sunset, I guess. Well, at least we didn't waste our time. You spend some time searching around town a bit more as you make your way back to the center where you wait for the others to return. It isn't long till you see Jerome, Demetra and Eva gathering at the meeting point. Looks like they may have found something useful too. So how did it go? We got lucky. Our fearless Eva right here snuck into a building, through a little hole and found some useful things inside. I told you I'm a capable survivor, besides I had a good teacher. I'm sure you did. Jerome smiles at the girl anyway. She found some nice stuff in there. An old gun, a decent crowbar and some rope. We didn't find much more out and about, but I did manage to grab some medical plants I spotted. They're good for healing wounds. We found 3 nice pistols that seemed to be in working order. Then after a little more searching about town, managed to find some lockpicks and a few bandages. Not bad, now we can travel feeling a little safer than before. Now let's go find my friend. You managed to stuff everything you found into the backpacks and walk away from the town. Some optimism in the group finally shows through. So now we can move down here. So we spent some food moving the distance. Now we have 23 bullets, that's pretty good. Wind tower, meet the local leader. So there's different options here. We can meet the local leader, or go to the local inn, or go to the marketplace. So let's meet the local leader first. The local leader, Maximilian, lives in a big house not too far from the tower. There's a bell next to the door. You ring it and after a couple of minutes he comes to welcome you. Greetings travelers, how can I help? Can I ask some questions? I don't have much time. If you want to chat, feel free to talk to my citizens, but if you need something important, then go on. Let's ask if he has some work. Work, let me think. There may be something for you, if you don't mind wandering around ancient cities. There is a city not far from here with a big church. Here, let me show you the place on your map. We could really use some sacred objects. Anything you find in there, books, crosses, icons. The more you bring me, the higher the rewards you'll get. You need faith more than anything in these dark days. So let's ask how the situation is. Pretty good, I'd say. We have pretty much everything under control, and well, having the electricity is amazing. Yeah, so that's all he has to say to us, so let's leave. Let's head to the local inn, see if we can have a beer. You enter inside the big building with a glowing sign on it. There are just a few people scattered around, sitting at tables. Most of them are locals eating or drinking something. The place is well lit and there's a good smell of food. There's also a girl by the bar. So let's approach her and see what she's all about. You go near the girl and you notice she's actually reading an old dirty book. She notices you and raises her eyes. May I help you with something? Yeah, let's ask about the book. It's an old diary of an ancient who survived the apocalypse. It's quite interesting. So let's ask her if she wants to try the nomad's life for a week and you'll be grateful to enjoy boredom. Nice point, but I can assure you that living confined in a small settlement is not that good. It's safer, but nothing interesting ever happens here. Okay, so let's ask about her father. My father is leader of this place. He's a good man, and that's why the wind tower is always open to travelers of any kind. He's not perfect, that's for sure, but at least I'm not ashamed of him. So that's the leader that we just visited before. Let's ask about her. I'm Jane, the boss's daughter. It may seem to you that I have an easy life, but someday I will be the one in charge, and I don't know if I will ever be ready for that day. So let's just leave. See ya. So before we leave the inn, let's talk to the innkeeper. While you are walking to the counter, the innkeeper nods. How can I help you, traveler? Let's ask about the settlement. Most likely anything you would want to know, but I don't have much work, so feel free to ask. Do you have any problems here? Sometimes, especially when we need to do something outside of here, but we manage to survive. So ask about the inn. This is a nice inn you've got here. How did you get it? My father built it many years ago. I just had it added the second floor to host more travelers in case we need it. My wife and I can cook the food and serve some hot drinks. It's easy work, but it keeps you busy all day. Let's ask about security. Is life secure here? Of course it is. We have no problem keeping away bandits or other external threats. The biggest problems come when we need to go outside of our walls to get food or other supplies. We don't know the outside world like you nomads do. Alright, so let's stop asking questions. We could buy some food here, that's nice to know. In case we are about to run out. So let's just leave. So there's only the marketplace left that we haven't checked out. You reach the market area. There are different booths and shops around, and this is the only place in the entire settlement that seems alive. Alright, so there's a tools trader, food trader, weapons trader, and we can ask for information. Let's do the information. You try to stop a local citizen to ask some questions, but everyone seems busy and offers you no help. After some useless attempts, you hear a voice coming from an alley. You see a man who wants to talk to you. Hey you, if you have some questions, come here, I'll give you the answers you need. Yeah, he looks really trustworthy with his sunglasses and everything. So let's just ask him anyway. Who are you? Me, I'm Benedict, the only guy who can keep the tower running. I don't have much work, unlike the others, but they desperately need me so nobody complains too much. So let's ask, what do you do exactly to keep the tower functioning? Well, I can't do a lot without proper tools, but at least I can keep working. The people here have no technical knowledge and worship the tower like a divine relic. I mostly pretend to work. The tower doesn't actually need a lot of maintenance. 5 years ago I came here and I offered to make some improvements to the tower. People were so grateful that they allowed me to stay. Let's change the subject. Let's ask about the tower. A wonderful legacy of the old world. It's a miracle this thing can still produce electricity, and you can easily see that if you look at all the other broken wind farms around here. It's not currently working at its maximum capacity, but that doesn't matter. The settlement is small and it doesn't need much power. Let's just ask about the settlement. The people here worship the tower like a sacred artifact, and it's quite strange for someone like me. Apart from that, people are decent folks and I have a good and relaxing job. So let's ask about the cult. Do you mean then that the people here built a cult around the tower? Precisely, but it's nothing complex. They believe that the tower is a gift from God, a blessing. The result is that they celebrate mass gathering around the foundation of the tower. So let's ask about the bandits. Did you see some well-armed guys around here? They had guns and horses. A group of well-equipped people came here to buy supplies a few days ago. I don't know much about them, but you can ask to the weapons trader. He bartered with them. So that might be the bandits that we're looking for, or the mercenaries. So let's go away and approach the weapons trader. You enter a particularly well-built brick house. Inside you see an old man surrounded by innumerable weapons placed on tables and shelves all around the store. He raises his eyes and greets you home. How are you, old man? Not too bad, mate, not too bad. I'm so happy to see you. What brings you here? I thought you decided to leave the Vale some time ago. We had a little problem and that's the reason why we're here. I think you can help us with this one. Sure, feel free to ask anything you need, except for weapons. You will have to pay for them. Don't worry, you greedy bastard, we just need information. Several days ago we were attacked by some bandits. They captured us and brought us with them. Suddenly some well-equipped fuckers came out of nowhere, and I can assure you, I have never seen people with such nice equipment. They had high-tech stuff. They weren't just some random bandits. I suspect they're a mercenary group. Mercenaries, you say? Well, it's hard to see mercenaries around here, but I may know the man who could lead you to them. His name is Fang. He's quite a loner, but he became kind of friends, and he always pays me a visit when he's here at the wind tower. I warn you, those mercenaries sound dangerous, and chasing them doesn't look like the best idea to me. Anyway, you will find Fang south of here. He lives alone in a hut. Here, let me show it on your map. Well, at least we have a track to follow now. Thank you very much, Robert. Not a problem. Now is there something else I can do for you? Let's look at his weapons. See what he's got. It doesn't look like there's anything here we want to buy. We already have guns. It doesn't look like he has anything that's much better than the stuff that we have anyway. Alright, so let's leave the wind tower for now. So now we have the option of heading south down to Fang here, or to go up here to look for religious icons for the leader of the windmill. And we'll do that next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.